Hey again, YouTube. Nut job with machete holding something out of frame. Okay, fine. Nut job is going to show you a spear. I don't think I've shown you guys this spear before. I just realized that. This I've had for, actually I think it's over a year now. I think this was a Christmas or birthday present from Mander. Okay, the money to buy this was. Anyways, this is the cold steel Assegai spear. Now, you can buy a few different versions of this. This is the long haft version. You can also buy the short spear version, which is 50 something inches total length. I don't remember exactly. I'll put the Amazon links to that stuff down below. And you can also buy just the head, which I might just pick up another head, just because. This is fairly modified, not a lot. I haven't done a lot to the steel itself. I've made some minor modifications to the sheath and just a little bit to the shaft. But yeah, should I show you the blade right off the bat? No, let's talk about the rest of it. Anyways, as you can tell, it's, well, I'm 6'1", just shy of 6'1", actually, 186 centimeters, I think, 185, 186 centimeters, and this thing is bigger. The height, the total length of this will actually vary depending on how snugly you can get this head onto this shaft. Why does it vary? Well, obviously, if you can get this further down the shaft, then you can actually get this a little bit shorter. The thing of it is, this sheath has a minor issue, which I'll talk about in a second. But yeah, it's actually really cool, guys. Truthfully, I have no idea why I wanted a spear. Rob just did, Angry Jackalope just did a sort of kind of like unboxing showing of the Schrade stainless steel spear, which I'll admit interested me, but I wanted this. There's a couple little things with the Schrade spear, but since I don't have it, I'm not doing a review, and I'm not going to knock it in someone else's, another reviews video. Anyways, this thing, so big I actually have to show it to you this way. Let's talk about the sheath, and I'll show you the little changes. It's not heavy shit, but little changes. Secure X plastic sheath. Now it's molded, you can see here, but flat here. Why? Spearhead is the exact same way, and I'll show you that in a minute. What I've done is, well, this is kind of my walking stick. I have a walking stick, an actual walking stick, and if you guys want to see a review of that, put a comment down below, then I'll show it to you. But I use this thing as a walking stick, so what I've done is just grabbed a couple of straps, put little clips on there, so that I actually have it as a walking stick. I can walk with it. If I'm out in rocky terrain, I put a little rubber bumper just on, try not to knock shit over, just on the butt, and gives me good grip when I'm walking. This just allows for a lot of downward force if I need it. Also gives me somebody easily find the head if I knock it off. Now you're hearing some rattle. You're hearing some rattle because I've put steel rings through the bottom holes on this sheath. And because, see this blue thing here? The bear bell. Alberta has bears almost everywhere. And so if I'm going walking, I have the spear as a just in case. And yeah, there is a way to kill bears with a spear that's really not difficult, scary as hell, and you want your brown pants, but not super difficult. But I'd rather avoid them. I don't like killing animals if I don't have to. So that bear bell on there. And it has its own little magnetic clip. I don't want it to rattle all the time. Anyways, let's go to the spear itself. The sheath is really secure on here, by the way. You know, you've got, it's so long trying to show to you guys, this is actually pretty difficult. There's the little metal rings, plastic swivels. I actually stole this from the SEH MBS, the Priscilla, and put them on here because the ones that I had on here worked better for the Priscilla. Anyways, retention snap up here, or you can undo it in the back. I actually prefer it up here, so take that off. Getting the sheath off is a little bit of a challenge. Pretty much have to push up with your thumb and be really careful because the blade is right there. Now, remember when I said the sheath had a little bit of an issue? Well, here's your spearhead. Huge, I know. I don't remember the length of it. I'll put the specs and everything down below, like I said. But this thing is really, really sharp. I don't know if you can hear that noise. Really, really sharp. And it's the whole thing has been slab hardened, so it doesn't have a differential heat treat. That's the same hardness around the whole thing. So your tip can bend if you hit something really hard. So just be aware of that. I think Tactical, if I remember correctly, Tactical hit a rock and bent the shit out of his boar spear. So, you know, just be aware of shit like that. But this is insane. Now, for added strength, they've put this in here. Also, so that they could make the whole thing out of one piece of steel, they've got it hollow in the back. That's also where your shaft is going to go. There's so many shaft jokes that are just popping up. So I'll just do the bad motherfucker. Anyways, that's where the shaft goes. Now, what I've done is I've actually trimmed mine down even further so I can get it down further on the shaft, because this whole thing has a taper. It starts from almost down here, going all the way up. What I did was I just put some bump stop. This is a little extra piece of Yonex wrap, some hockey tape, so that I have something to purchase to pull it out of whatever, rather than grabbing, you know, really close to the blade or on the steel, which doesn't really have a good grip. Anyways, attached it to the shaft, and then I secured it with 2 stainless steel screws, so that this head is not coming off. You don't have to do that if you pressure set it properly. It's just like, you know, with anything else. If you pressure set it properly, you don't have to. I did it because, you know, I've been throwing it, I've been walking, I've been, you know, stabbing with it, everything like that. As I noticed one little blood spot on there, sorry. So this made it easier for me to pull it out. The sheath and its issue. Okay. This is your sheath. You can see that mine is slightly rounded up here. It's because when you put the sheath on, as soon as it... Ouch! Okay, sorry, I just cut myself in the damn spearhead. I'm going to finish the review while bleeding a little bit. You see that the sheath starts touching the wood there. Well, as you go further down, more pressure. That's why I trimmed down that shaft a little bit, so that the sheath, yes, it'll bunch out a little bit, but not all the way. I don't have to worry about it. But as you can hear, it locks really securely in place, and like it ain't coming off unless you actually want it to, because it's got a couple little teeth here. I'd show it to you, but the shaft is so long I'm not knocking over my camera. But yeah, when you're done, just lock it in place, da-da-da-da-da. Now, of course, they tell you to grip up here. It's really hard to pull off the sheath when you're gripping way to hell up here. Enough about the sheath, eh? Obviously, you can attach it to a molly bag, but only do that if you've got the short spear or just the head with a handle, which might be something that I'll try in the future. But yeah, the spear itself, sick. Oh my god, is this thing sick. Yeah, not bleeding too badly. It's actually easier for me to take the head off the other way. Again, mods, you don't really need to see them. But the spear itself, I'm about 6 feet away from the camera. So, and I still have quite a bit of the spear behind me. Now, why did I want a spear? Because it's kind of badass, truthfully. It's a very simple tool to use. We've been using it since we had sticks. You sharpen the sticks, yeah, harden it in the fire if you can, or you put pointy rock, something like that, on there, and you've got a spear. You've got something that you can use to hunt, or you can use to survive, or you can use to poke the cat. Hello, sweetheart. Cat. Anyways, she's watching me do the review. I had to poke her. This kind of just, it sang to me, sort of. It called to me. It's, buy me, I'm the one you want. I know, sounds crazy. Nut job, remember? Anyways, so I picked up this one because it has the huge head on it. The boar spear is the only other one that has the same size head, and it has those two little, it's got the crossbar. And I don't have boar. We don't have a lot of boar. We have some wild pig, but not a lot of boar up here in Canada. We have coyotes, we have mountain lions, we have wolves, we have bears, we have whitetail and muleys and elk and moose, and if you're hunting a buffalo with this, wow, you're a crazy person. That's from me. And of course we have, you know, smaller animals, small game and stuff like that, that just using this on it would pin it to the ground. And as Rob mentioned in his Schrade unboxing showing, for a charging animal, one of the simplest things to do, for instance, for a bear, if you can get him to rear, and brown pants time, I'd actually prefer a longer spear, like, I don't know, 12 feet? A little inside joke. You plant your foot and you put the spear out. Now, depending on how the animal's coming at you, if you can get it in between the ribs, for instance, for a bear, all their weight goes right down on it, and you're pretty much, you're good. You're running that way as soon as it penetrates, but, you know, it'll finish the animal quickly. For deer, so on and so forth, if you throw it, you always have to be aware of the orientation of the ribs of the animal, pretty much. Why do I bring that up? Well, because I tested it on ribs. And you know what? Let's stop looking like a crazy person and start looking like a nut job. And let's show you the meat test and the ballistics gel test that I did on this when I first got it. So we'll go to that. Look at that. Nice little hole in the meat. So, like I showed you on there, now that was, those are beef ribs. Same beef ribs, actually, I chopped at with the tops cut 4.0 in its review. That's how long ago I had this thing. Now, I showed simple, let's go far back because you can't actually see me, just simple thrusts with this. I did actually throw it at my target, and once again knocked my target over, because at that time the target wasn't designed for this much weight coming at it at velocity, so it didn't look good on video. So I said, fuck it, whatever, I didn't want to show it to you. So, you saw that if you orient it with the ribs, it'll go right through, and there really wasn't any resistance. Now, of course, if there's more meat behind that, if there's internal organs, blood, so on and so forth, when you go in, there'll be more resistance. But this thing's head, as you can see, diamond-shaped blade profile. It's got one edge, by the way. That's it. And it's actually, if I remember correctly, it's a 25-degree edge, so it's very similar to machete or, you know, some axes. It works really well. The wound cavity is insane, and plus, with it being, you know, like a almost 2-inch wide blade, you have a 2-inch wide wound track going in, plus the full length of this, which is just, yeah, it brings down an animal without undue suffering, which is really kind of, that's the way I hunt. I'm sorry if you have a problem with hunting. I apologize that I've mentioned it in this review, and I hope you're not too offended, but if I have to hunt, I don't want the animal to suffer at all. So, anyways, going beyond that, it actually throws pretty well. Like I said, my throwing target had kept knocking over, and it wasn't really, really good to show you. But Tactical and I think the Combat Knife Thrower and a few others have shown throwing of this in their videos, and so, you know, there's not really any point in me showing you that. Plus, I'm inside right now, and I'm not putting it through the fridge. But, yeah, I mean, overall, it's just a really awesome spear, and normally I really wouldn't kind of, like, toot Cold Steel's horn quite that much, but this thing is really fucking cool, and the fact that the design of it just seems to work really well, and yeah, I really do love it. It was an awesome purchase. Oh, by the way, yes, of course, beyond its stabbing and penetration and throwing, this is sharp enough that, yeah, stop bleeding, awesome. It's sharp enough that when I nicked myself, I started bleeding, and there's a little bit of blood on there. You can slash with it if you need to. Say you're getting an animal to rear up, or if you're using this would be an insane self-defense item, actually. Probably for home defense. But, you know, using this as a keep back, just slash. That would work actually pretty well, too. But yeah, I love how this thing is so big, it's out of frame. I can't actually get back any further because I've got the cabinet right here. So it's so big, it's out of frame. It's that good. No. But if you were looking for a good spear, and you were looking for, you know, one that was actually reasonably priced, well, this is an option for you. Not really anything else I can add to it. It's fun. You saw the damage it did. It sharp enough that it nicked me and I'm bleeding. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks so much for watching this review, which was kind of odd, but again, it's my first spear review, so what the hell am I going to show you guys other than a nut job? Anyways, if you like videos like this, feel free to click like, feel free to subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and feel free to share this video as much as you want. And if you guys want to see more spears or pole arms or long axes or anything like that, maybe make a comment down below, and I'll see if I can actually get them. Some of them are reasonably priced, some of them are not, so it'll be up to my budget at that time. But if you want to, let me know below. Until next time, guys, I'm Nutjob with Machete with a big-ass spear. Stay sharp.